You have a quorum.
All right, next up is re-election of chairman, vice chairman, and secretary.
Motion to keep the officers the same.
Who is vice chair? He's not here today. Is he? All right. Any questions, discussions on that? In a second?
You had it back, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. All right, first off, we have the summary of charitable contribution requests for 2025 through 2026. I guess we'll go line by line, top to bottom. Athletic Association of Stewart County. Previous year was $18,000. They're looking for an increase of $7,000 to total amount of $25,000. Is anybody here from?
I brought that to Heather because I went and spoke with the Athletic Association, and I'm going to ask them to maintain the walking trail for us down there. And if they could relate that money over to Danny, and they said they could, and told me the amount of about hourly it would take. So that's the reason.
It's a lot of weed.
I would have never thought it'd been that cheap, but it'll keep us.
I know we have a maintenance responsibility with them anyway, or they have the maintenance agreement with that.
We do have a maintenance.
Are they going to deem them that to make sure we have that in there too?
Yes, we should add that for sure. We have a maintenance agreement with them, but of course, that was before the trail.
All right, do I have a motion to approve or any more discussion?
So basically, it's just to maintain the sidewalk.
Well, not the whole, just the increase.
You have the 7,000.
And the maintenance that's going to be done there that he has to do on that side.
Yeah. Motion.
A second. I think with everything we put down there and we keep building, it's going to make their job a lot harder to maintenance. As long as we're adding it to their contract, I'm good with it. We need a roll call count or any opposed? All in favor? All right, on to Boy Scout Troop 501. They're keeping theirs the same from 2024 to 2025 at $1,500. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Anybody opposed? Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Casa of the Highland Rim, $3,500. Was the 2024 contribution. They're looking for $3,000 increase to a total of $6,500. Do I have a motion?
They are here with us.
Somebody
Also.
from Casa here?
They are. Yeah, both of them.
All right. Anybody have any conversations of why we need the increase?
Do you want us to come up there?
Sure. You can stand up. We can hear you. It's not that many people in here.
Can you go ahead if you're ready to hear from us? I'm not sure if you're familiar with what CASA does. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. We represent children and advocate for them. We train volunteers for children who have come into the court system through abuse and neglect. So they're usually in foster care. We train our advocates. They receive 30 hours of specialized training and then 12 continuing education hours per year after that. They stay with that child that they're assigned to through the court. They'll come into the court, Judge Brigham will assign CASA, and then one of our volunteers will stay with that child throughout the duration of the time that they're in foster care. CASA is Spanish for home, and so that's our goal, is to stay with them until they find a safe, stable, loving, permanent home. Since the program started in 2020, we have grown quite a bit, and so just in the past year, from March 31st of 2024, when we had 5 advocates, we on March 31st of 2025 will swear in 4 more in the court, and we'll have 15. We're currently serving 17 children in foster care. In the past year, we've added a Friends of CASA program. We're going to be doing a lot of activities during Child Abuse Prevention Month. We've added a fishing tournament so that we are trying to support ourselves financially also, We have Champions for Children, which is another huge fundraiser. These funds will be used for training more advocate volunteers so that every child in Stewart County who enters the child welfare system will have an advocate by their side. We would use those funds for media, outreach, and recruiting volunteers, continuing to monitor cases, retention of volunteers through appreciation and support, continuing education for our volunteers so that they can grow as advocates and know how to better advocate for and support these children who are at the hardest and most difficult part of their life, community awareness, and family-friendly events. We also do support the families that foster these children with family-friendly events. Donor support, one example of that is coming up on Easter. All 17 of these children will receive an Easter basket through our Friends of CASA program. We do things like cookies with characters, where other children in the community and families can come, and those sorts of things help prevent child abuse because they offer alternatives for families to get out, to have health, and it provides for community health. And the main thing with when you support CASA is you're supporting the future of our community, because these children who come from unhealthy families, if they can become healthy now, will grow up and have healthy families in our community.
Absolutely. So you're saying it seems like the program's growing, even though that's not a good thing, but, you know,
Yes.
we need to be there to help support it. I have a motion on the table.
You said, do you have a motion?
I said, do I have a motion on
Oh,
the table? Sorry.
so moved.
Second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next one is Highland Rim Economic Corporation. The previous contribution in 2024 was $8,000, staying the same as $8,000 for 2025, 2026. Any discussion? Motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion on the floor.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Passes. The Highland Rim Head Start, looks like we gave them $1,000 contribution last year. They asked for nothing this year, so we don't need a vote on that, do we?
No, sir.
All right, so we'll skip past that one. All right, Mid-Cumberland HRA, 2024, 2025 was $15,000. Their request for 2025, 2026 is 15 with no increase. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
All right, we have a first and a second. Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we have PAC 501 Cub Scouts. 2024, 2025 contribution was $1,500. The 25, 2026 is $1,500 with no increase.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Progressive Direct Incorporated, 2024, 2025 was $10,000. No increase, stays at $10,000 for 25 to 26 fiscal year. Any discussion?
What is their program?
I think that one's
It helps
it's the backpack program.
help the handicapped in the community, and even above and beyond that,
Yeah.
they put a lot into our community. They have the building over behind Taco John's.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right. I'll take it backwards. Next up is the Stewart County Adult Literacy Council. $1,500 was the 2024-25 contribution, and 25 to 26 is the same as 1,500. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Stewart County Animal Management Program, SCAMP. Previous year was $4,000. They're looking for a $1,000 increase for 2025 to $5,000. Are they
Do
here
you need me
today?
to say anything?
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I guess I have a question, really. I know we have like a voucher program for animals. That's a different thing than SCAMP, I get that. But that voucher program, there's still quite a bit of funds left in that. Is that not something that we could kind of shift money around?
It's two different,
I mean, I
two
get
different
that.
nonprofits.
That's a different organization.
Correct. I
Yeah,
totally
I know
understand.
what you're saying. And I get
I
what
mean, if
you're
we've got
saying.
$30,000 sitting in an account that, you know, may sit there for a hot second.
That's completely up to y'all if you would like to ask for them to.
If I can say something,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay? The SCAP program, we have lost 3 grants that are not government grants because they have gone to shelter only. We don't shelter, we don't take in animals.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
But if they took care of us, we would have less of a problem and we would have less animals out there.
Correct.
But having lost those 3, all we have left are the one that you have and 2 county one, or 2 state ones. The animal friendly grant, which is based on the income they get on the animal friendly license plate. They charge each year $25 for that. They have more people now who have heard about this and are applying. So they have less money to cover more people, more companies, or more grants. So we're getting less money from them. And the only other one we have besides you is the Community Foundation of Mid-Tennessee. And it has fluctuated. It goes up and down a couple $1,000s annually, which is based on whatever their income is. So we are in desperate need. In 9 months, our fiscal year starts July 1st. In the last 9 months, we've spent over $10,000 for vets. We get $4,000 from you. We get $1,500 from one of those others. And we get 12, I think, from the other one. We are running out of money. We're going to be out of business if we can't get more money. I would like to ask for twice what we make. I know that's not feasible. You have a limit on what you can do. That's why I asked for 1,000. Any questions?
No, I think you answered my question. Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up is Stewart County Chamber of Commerce.
Do you want to couple that at the end,
Yeah, we'll do.
Chairman?
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah, I think we should.
They're asking for the hotel motel tax. Can we do that one and the fire department at the end? Those are the 2 big ones.
Say what now?
Can we do that one and the fire department at the end?
At the same time?
Well, I mean, not at the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do them both at the same time.
I'm just joking. You want to skip over those to the very end, you said?
Please.
All right. All right, we're going to skip over those to the very end, so I'm sure we'll have some good discussion. Stewart County Friends of the Public Library, previous year was $3,000. 2025 year, they're asking for $3,000 with no increase. Any discussion? All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, then we have the Stewart County Historical Society. 2850 was the 2024-2025 contribution. They're asking for an increase of $250 to $3,100. Any
Okay,
discussion?
my name is Lawrence Saunders, and I've never been bashful about talking. First of all, I want to thank the mayor for his help and you commissioners for the help y'all given us down through the years. I'll tell you a little bit about it. We've got a brand new roof. We've got brand new posts all the way around, both levels, new decking, and as we speak, we've got painters over our painting. So we're getting really nice, and we normally in the summer, starting about April, we have anywhere from 20 to 25 river boats that come in and brings on the average of 2 to 250 people, and they come and view the house and everything. And I just want to thank you for what you do for us. And if you want to give us a little more money, we can sure use it. But thank you anyway.
I know there was a project last year to fix the porch, that was right. We raised it last year, gave them additional money, wasn't it? So is there a reason for the 250, just operational cost, or?
Well, it's just like, you get all them people in there, you know, your electric bill gonna be there a little bit higher.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Any more discussion?
Now, we've got 2 more skis here, and Kim's here. If they want to speak, they're sure welcome.
All right, do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. All right. Next up is Stewart County Backpack Program. 2024-2025 contribution was $4,000. 25-26, $4,000 with no increase. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, next up is Stewart County Senior Citizen Center. 21,000 was the 24 to 25th contribution. It is the same this year with $21,000. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, next up is Stewart County UT Agriculture Extension. 2024 was 2,300. There's no increase for 25, so it's 2,300. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. The Good Samaritans, 2024-2025 was 4,000. No increase of 4,000 from 25 to 26. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Motion passes. Next up is the Tennessee Department of Agriculture Forestry Division. 24-25 was 2,000. I think it's always been 2,000, isn't that correct? 25 to 26 is 2,000 with no increase. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I second. All in favor? Unopposed. Motion passes. The Museum of Military Culture, that was the 5,000 we spent for them to move the statues down here, and it is removed this year, so we don't have to vote on that. All right, is there somebody here from the fire department?
Rick did ask me to let you guys know that his brother-in-law passed away.
I didn't know that, but I know they were working 2 fires, so I know Ethan was supposed to be here, so. probably the reason they're not here. Let's go ahead and go to the Chamber of Commerce first then. All right. And there's two here. First off is an increase from 7,900 in 2024 to 2025 to 10,000, with an increase of 2,100. And they're also asking for the hotel and motel tax contributions of $26,000. Any discussion?
You asking if there's any discussion from us or there?
Yes. Tell us what you want the increase for.
Yeah.
Okay, I wish I could be I don't think I've ever heard somebody ask for money as nice as Mr. Saunders there.
You want to give it to me?
But no, the chamber, so we have totally restructured the board. We have, it got into a mess, and we've all local board members now, all local business owners, okay? We've got Van Herndon from Herndon Financial. We've got Holly from Midway Pizza, who's here. Lisa is our treasurer. She basically owns the Dover F&M Bank now.
You like
runs it.
Like me this money then.
She runs it. We've got so we got local business owners and leaders. We've got Dr. Philip Wallace, who was the director of Stewart County Schools for how long?
A lot of people thought too long. 22 years.
So, and we are really trying to just be completely local. Fulton Combs was on there. We all know what happened to Uncle John's. But we have Ski is on there. Everybody knows Ski. And we're also going to have a representative from the Sykes Museum. I've already talked to Terry and Geraldine and Marcy, and they want to help the chamber as much as they can. And we're going to have a representative from the Sykes Museum. We're going to have a representative from the Historical Society. It's going to stay on the board, okay? Now, here's the thing. We've got a lot of plans, a lot of things in mind. We've got to have someone in there to implement these ideas. We've got to have someone in that office. And one of the things that the things we've been working on, we're going to have, like I said, Gina Bell also, I didn't mention, is on the board. Did I miss anybody that you can think of? We're going to keep it local. I'm the president, Patty's the vice president. Patty has been on the board for how long? How long have you been involved with the chamber?
I've been a member since '04 and on the board since '07.
Right, I've been on there about, 4 or 5 years, 6 maybe, I don't know what it is. But anyway, I'm the president, she's the vice president. So like I said, it's all local business owners and business leaders, and we've got a mixture of new people that have moved into Stewart County. We've got people that have been here for a long time, and that's what I think we need as a chamber. We have so many things we can do for our members, for business owners, but we've got to have someone in that office. And what I'm thinking is one of the biggest reasons we need that money is because if you get somebody, we're thinking a secretary for the board, basically, is what they would be, Might want, and I want to call them that, but we're not going to have a chamber director. We need to have somebody that works for the board to implement the ideas that we have. We have a Chamber Nation website. As long as we can keep it, we're about 2 months behind right now because we're broke. It really hurt us last year when the 18,000 was taken away, and we didn't get that at all last year. That really hurt us for sure. But like I said, we need to hire somebody to be in that office. And you figure if somebody at 4 days a week, 32 hours a week, at $15 an hour for 52 weeks, that's $25,000 right there, okay? Now, what I'm thinking is we could have somebody in that office for 3 days in the office. I just went in there with 200-something emails in the inbox, and I don't have time. I go in there and I check the emails. People call the chamber all the time when they can't get a hold of somebody else. There was a message in there for the Historical Society. There was a message in there about somebody with Eagle Fest. I told them to call the town of Dover. But I don't have time to go in there and check those emails. We've got to have somebody in that office. But 3 days in the office and 1 day out seeing businesses all over the county, from Cumberland City to Indian Mound to everywhere. That's what we need. And also going to events. I mean, we have to be the face of Stewart County all over the state. We have to go to tourism conventions and things like that. I mean, we have to present. We always try and do what we can for Stewart County to represent Stewart County as a chamber everywhere we go. Now, the other reason is it costs money. You know, like the Chamber Christmas Parade, for example. We had to, volunteers came together, thank God, Betsy, who's also, she is on the board when reluctantly, let me put it that way. She will help us, she helps us as much as she can because she's in this visitor center, okay? And that's something else we could do if we can hire someone, they can help cover this visitor center. But between Betsy and Patty, we put on the Chamber Christmas Parade. And y'all know as well as I do, that is a huge event for this county, and it's put on by the chamber. We have to pay the UT Extension Office, the FFA, to build the Santa float each year, okay? There's ways we can grow this parade. We can do all kinds of things, you know. We would love to be able to maybe not charge as much, you know, for the vendors or whatever. There's a lot of things we can do. You know, I mean,
We're like the only town, it seems like, that does it during the day.
really?
Oh yeah, many people have called and asked that question, why we do it during the day. I'm like, I don't know why they do it during the day.
Yeah, I mean, Clarksville started that a while back, you know.
That would scare me, the children,
It's done all over the place.
These parents these days do not watch their children.
I know.
And during the day, they're running out getting
You know,
candy after
for one thing though, too, it costs insurance. I mean, you really have to pay for insurance for an event like that. Now, luckily, you know, it's considered under, I don't know, under 5,000, I think. You know, something like that. That's the range that we're in. But we have to pay. The chamber had to pay for that insurance, okay? And we're, like I said, we're in the hole right now because of the money we lost last year. And I got to looking at some information. And I forgot now to say too, ladies and gentlemen of the nonprofit committee, thank you so much for hearing us, okay? But anyway, you know, like I said, we've restructured the board, we're gonna expand the board. What we do, I've got to looking at some numbers. In 2020, the hotel motel tax that the chamber, that the county received as a whole, okay, was $24,000, all right? The chamber got $15,000 of that. That's 62% of the hotel motel tax, okay? In 2022, the total that the county got was between $30,000 and $35,000. The chamber got $18,000, that's 51%. In 2024, the county got over $50,000 in the hotel motel tax, the chamber got zero. Now, and I know that was a fluke last year too, but the thing about it is we have a way of growing that money because I guarantee you, most of that money that the county gets, especially the last couple of years, has come from Airbnbs, short-term rentals, things like that. And we've got a way to grow that through the Chamber Nation website that the website is a part of. And matter of fact, I just got an email today from a guy from the Chamber Nation website where they're doing all kinds of things. And what we can do with the person that we've got hired for the chamber, they can help business owners in this county have a web presence like they've never had before, okay? And what we can do is we can get Airbnbs, and I'm just saying Airbnbs because there's no better term, it's short-term rentals. I think that's what it's called, right? I mean, you got Verbo, you got Airbnb, but then you got people that just do it themselves, right? So the only way we're gonna grow this county as far as businesses goes, we got to get people to stay all night here. That's the only way, because too many times I have done stories on people that have went and stayed at the Paris Landing Hotel, drove over here, got a free tour of Fort Donaldson, like the Chevy Club that did this years ago. Got a free tour of Fort Donaldson, and then they went back to Paris Landing and they ate and everything else. So all they did was use our roads. They didn't spend no money here because they got a free tour of Fort Donaldson and everything else. But with short-term rentals, we can actually, I've got a digital campaign right here. We've got a 100% reimbursable grant from the state, and that was in the letter. I don't know if y'all read the letter. It's a 100% reimbursable grant that ends November of 2026, okay? Now, obviously y'all know what the term reimbursable means. That means we have to pay for it. I've got a digital campaign. I've got a digital campaign right here that has been put together by a professional company, a digital company, okay? And the way this tourism grant works from the state, you have to, this is $25,000 that this digital campaign will do. We can do that in advertising for Stewart County. And now look, none of this advertising money, so it can't go to the Stewart County standard, just so you know, okay? It would have to be, because one of the things with the grant is it has to be at least 50 miles away from Stewart County. So this company can reach like Evansville, Bowling Green, Nashville, Memphis, and things like that. They've actually put together a thing where they can get it down to individuals that have already looked at things to do in the state of Tennessee, like hiking or fishing or hunting or the Civil War or anything like that. And that's what you're going to try and do. And then we can direct them to the Chamber Nation website that we already pay for. And if they could go to, it would direct them directly to like an overnight rental page because Clarksville and Paris uses Stewart County to draw tourists to their, so we didn't have a choice before. And like I said, in 2020, the county didn't get the $24,000 in hotel motel tax. It's been over $50,000 in the last couple of years, and I feel like the chamber can help grow that and get people to stay here, which is going to help local businesses, because if they stay here, they're going to spend money here too.
Well, how do we get them to stay here? I mean, your example is like they go across to a brand new hotel. I mean, it just got built. That's what we're competing against, and now we have this hotel here.
We have over 150, right?
170.
170 short-term rentals in Stewart County, where people have got houses or tiny homes or whatever, and that's where we would direct them to. So if somebody clicked on something about Visit Stewart County, and it says here they can grow brand awareness for Stewart County, convert online visitors into physical visitors, and then increase economic impact for local businesses. And the way they do that is they can actually, like I said, if somebody types in a keyword for outdoor activities, places to hike near me, places to hike in Tennessee, museums near me, and that's something that, we can direct them to Land Between the Lakes. We can use Land Between the Lakes and Fort Donaldson and Sykes Museum and the hunting and the fishing and the tournaments and everything else. But we can, if they click on it, it can go to the Chamber Nation website that has all of the places in Stewart County that you can stay all night at. You see what I'm saying?
Is that there today though? Or do you two questions to this.
All right.
Do y'all follow how many views you get on the chamber webpage today?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I had a report where I think here we go. Here's an advertising report where First Choice Collision had 474 clicks.
Human clicks.
Yeah, and that was people that clicked on their ad through Chamber Nation. And the thing about it is, we need someone in there, because I've already talked to the guy that runs Chamber Nation, and he said it's about 45-minute or an hour training. You don't need business owners. They don't have time to do this themselves. They don't want to do it themselves. But we could do this for members, and I want to restructure the fee that we charge for members, not base it on employees, the number of employees, but base it on what we can provide them. Like, for example, they would get more web exposure and for a little bit higher membership. And I think that's a way that the chamber can bring in money, but we've got to have somebody in there that can do that and stay on top of it. We need to provide something to our members. Used to, Lois Ann, when I was in Lois Ann's old building over there, and she let me have it. It was a wood carving of the state of Tennessee, and it had Stewart County on that wood carving, and every chamber member got one of them. But we haven't been able to do anything like that with the money. But no, we definitely got a way that we can grow that hotel motel tax, and that's why I'm asking for that, and events as well. I mean, that's something else that we can easily do. And like I said, if you can look at these numbers, you can ask Heather. I mean, like I said, in 2022 it was 30 to 35,000. Chamber got 18. That's 51%, and it's been over 50,000 the last 2 years for that. And I think that number's got to grow. because there's more and more overnight
You
rentals.
do know that number is not based upon Stewart County, though, right? That money that's paid in through the Airbnb system goes, and it is paid in all across the state. And then that money's divided out. We don't get $1 for every time somebody stays in an Airbnb.
Right.
Matter of fact, probably most of our money may come from Dixon or, Nashville,
So
Chattanooga.
where
We
does the
don't-
hotel motel tax go?
That's at the hotel. I mean, you get the hotel motel tax for.
But
things
it
like
also
that.
includes short-term rentals. I mean, short-term rentals go and pay at Natalie Hartson's office. They have to go pay for people that stay. There's a certain percentage that they pay.
But that's not based on the same percentage as the hotel. That's not correct.
The hotel motel tax is the same, it is included, right?
I'm not sure, Mayor, my understanding is the hotel motel tax, if somebody pays directly, they go to Natalie's office. Like if they just have, say, a Facebook posting, then they have to go to Natalie's office
Right.
and pay directly. If they go through a marketplace such as VRBO or Airbnb, then the purchaser, when they go online and purchase the Airbnb, they actually pay the tax directly. It goes to the State Department of Revenue.
Yeah.
State.
Right, and then it
the
goes
state
back. I
then
understand,
allocates
yeah.
that check for our share. I thought it was based on our Airbnbs. I'm not 100% sure because I don't see the detail. And then that check is cut to Natalie's office, like you're saying.
If you are an independent owner, yes, it goes straight to us. If not, it does not come straight to us. I sat through an 1.5-hour class on it. It goes to the state of Tennessee.
Right,
And
and it trickles down or whatever. Either way,
it's
though,
divided out,
the
so-
county got, the last 2 years, the county's got over 50,000 in hotel motel tax, right? In revenue, in hotel motel tax. Okay, and then so we're asking for half of that, basically. And we're also saying that we can grow that because especially the people, we would do short-term rentals, not just Airbnbs. We would do short-term rentals that people own. And if they're a member of the chamber, they could even have a little more exposure on the Chamber Nation website. So we can get them to come here and stay all night in Stewart County. However that comes around or whatever that money goes, either way, I feel like we can grow that hotel motel tax. And we're only asking for half of it to be able to hire somebody that could cover in this office, 3 days a week. They could help cover the visitor center. And like I said, we promote Stewart County in everything we do. And so, I mean, like I said, there's different things that we can do. The state matching grant for sure, the digital campaign, and you cannot separate tourism from the chamber. You just can't. A lot of counties pay for a tourism director. They really do. I mean, a lot of counties. I've dealt with them because I've had to try and get them to advertise and things like that. Like my vacation destination is close to home. A lot of them have a tourism director. We don't have one. The chamber is the one who handles tourism in this office. I mean, we had, and like Mr. Saunders said, 1,278 visitors on the boats last year that came through this visitor center. Now, I understand that that's not people, it's not going to necessarily help businesses, but there is vendors, that sit up in here. But we had 1,278 people from all over the country that came through here, and were exposed to Stewart County through Lincoln Lake, through Fort Donaldson, or through whatever else there was. I'm going to let, I told Patty I wouldn't ramble on, and, so before I ramble on anymore, if there's anything you want to add, 'cause like I said, she's been with the chamber a long time.
He told me not to make y'all mad, so I made notes. I have been with the chamber since '04. I've been on the board since '07. I've been in all levels of the chamber, from the board member to vice president, to president, to board member, back to vice president. I've watched many business owners come through the board, and it was so much fun. The problem is, we don't have a lot of businesses. So your business owners serve their time and they move on. And there's not a new generation moving back in. As most of the business owners were serving their time on the board, getting back to business, the willing to serve were members that weren't business owners. Not saying that's a bad thing, but they're just not business-minded. So a lot of the decisions that were made weren't good business decisions. We had a wonderful director, Angie Collins. Of course, we didn't pay her $15 an hour. She got offered a much better job with benefits, and we lost her. She was willing to work with us, with our new director, but the new director didn't seem to want any help. And again, she wasn't business-minded. We restructured the chamber, and I'm sorry, I've got a sore throat. We restructured the chamber with the business owners, but we all have businesses to run. You know, I don't have time, all of this that Danny was talking about, we don't have time to come in and help Betsy, help run the office. And we need to get a secretary back in here and continue to restructure this board, getting the good mojo going around and, you know, grow our board members.
And I didn't mention that all the time we put in, me and Patty and the board, is all volunteer time, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that. So I just want you to know that. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Anyway, Andy worked well with the grants. I don't know anything about grants. He's between running his business, being the president, he's trying to get information on grants. We need this money to, you know, restructure that office and get someone that will concentrate on the fundraisers that will bring in the money, so we don't have to keep coming and asking you guys for it. You know, there's a way to raise money, but you've got to have personnel to do it. And, you know, us stressing over just being able to pay our website, you know, I don't want to see us lose our chamber. Every county's got a chamber. And, you know, I'm ready to retire off of it, but we've got to get more people in here, stress-free in here.
And I think we could come back this time next year and we could really show y'all, if we could get somebody in there that could train on this Chamber Nation website, I think they'd be able to help local businesses have a better online presence.
We just need to
And
get
that
in the
grant.
face of the chamber that doesn't babble.
And that grant, I mean, the grant from the state, it's 100% reimbursable grant, and a digital campaign that would promote brand awareness for Stewart County, Tennessee. And like I said, we can direct them to stay here in this county. Not, you know, we won't put anything on there about Paris Landing Hotel or Clarksville hotels. You know, Dover Inn.
Well, you say that, but if they don't pay, if they come in and pay dues, if that hotel was to join our board, we'd have to.
For memberships, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Memberships are memberships.
I've got a lot of questions, actually.
all right.
So I'm going to touch base on something, and don't take it sideways anybody, but have you guys ever went to like the Cumberland City or Dover and approached them about like a donation like this?
Yes, and Dover would say that they spend a bunch of hours helping us control traffic for the chamber parade. But I agree that Dover and Cumberland City both, now Cumberland City's got a new mayor.
Right, and they're
I know.
significantly smaller, I understand
Yes.
that.
And I think that that is a great idea, yes, that we could go to Cumberland City and Dover and get them to help with the chamber, especially since most of the businesses in Stewart County are in Dover. You know, city
And
limits.
we need to do that, but it's hard to as well when they say, well, how much did Stewart County give us?
Right, I understand that.
Nothing.
Yep, no, we'll figure that part out. My next question is, I know at one point in time, I believe it was when Miss Angie was here, the chamber done sort of like a work-based learning. And I think, was it Brianna Newman? Was she the one that worked in there?
I don't remember who it was.
Somebody worked in that office in the high school, but they done like a work-based learning program.
Right.
You know, I'm big on trying to save dollars, obviously. So if there's any way that we can find somebody, you know, even if it's getting a senior student every year, I don't want to say retrain somebody every year, but if that would help with the workload, maybe answering a phone or an email or something. Maybe looking at doing some work-based learning. And also, probably an unpopular opinion, but I know with Stewart County Prevention Coalition putting the, no, like the Lakeview Women's Mission. If you guys are looking to like almost like a second chance hiring, not saying that $15 an hour is too much, because it's definitely not, but maybe talking with Melissa and seeing if you could find somebody that qualified that maybe stays there, that could help us and help her.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We need to get someone in that could help work with those
Correct.
students,
Yes.
just like Angie did.
Correct.
She was a director and we were paying them $15 an hour.
Correct. I understand that.
Yeah, and I know the work-based learning would be great,
But it was
but
a
I'm
great
almost positive, because I've used the work-based learning before with Miss
Yep.
Abby Cunningham in high
Yep.
school. I'm almost positive they can't just come in and work in an office by themselves for the, you know what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Yeah, they
would have to
probably
work
can.
with
You're
someone
right.
else.
You're right.
And Lakeview Women's Mission, I think that'd be great, but I guarantee you, not one, they're not from Stewart County. They
Correct.
don't know Stewart County, and you really need someone that knows Stewart County
They're not, I
to be
can't,
the face of Stewart County.
right,
for
I
the
can't
county.
say that because they're not open yet. I don't know who she's gonna have over there. It was just an idea. But,
Well, I think they'd be great to help
yep,
someone that we hired,
yep.
for sure.
I personally want to help you guys. I think you guys, you need some help. I get that. Y'all are just now restarting and trying to get Stewart County up there. That's what I want. I want to see Stewart County shine and grow. And do I think the money that you're asking for is a starting point? Probably not, to be honest with you. I want to give you more than what you've got, 100%. But I don't think the total, I think it was like 36,000 is the total that you're asking for. I always say proof is in the pudding, If we give you $15,000, $18,000, and next year you come back and you're like, look at what we've done with X amount of dollars, maybe go up from there.
It's hard to hire somebody and say, hey, here's, we're gonna pay you this much money, but you're gonna have to raise the money to make your salary for a year. I think that would come, and I think we would be able to do fundraisers and things like that, But like I said, I just think that's why I really truly feel like the hotel motel tax is something that we could use. And to be honest with you, we would almost really need something right now, immediately, to get somebody started. We should have started somebody back in January, but we haven't had any money. We're minus $112 right now in the bank account. And how much?
400.
Okay, so we're minus 400 in our bank account right now, and that's where, so us business owners, we don't mind giving our time, okay? But we can only give so much time, and it's affecting my business, I guarantee you, because I'm having to come in here and check emails. Like I said, I just had 200-something emails, I had voicemails in there. So we desperately need someone in this office, that would report to the board. We can come back and report to y'all. And I'd be, the 18,000 that we used to get, and the 7,900 that we got last year, that wouldn't be an increase from last year. And we would if we could get the 18 and the 79, I think we could work with that. Is there anything we could do to right now and be able to, it's hard to hire somebody if you're minus 400.
I want to hit a few of my points because I hear both sides of the story. I come to you guys' meetings and I've told you all of this, but I've also got other commissioners that's not on this committee in my ear that's like, we're tired of putting money in it. You don't go across the state and find chambers that are funded solely by the county. That doesn't happen. Y'all know that way better than I do. But you need help. And I will say that working with the new board has been good. I'd have had no problems with the lady before y'all. I thought she did a fine job. Angie is a rock star, but Lisa stepped up and helped the fair this year. That went through seamlessly money, and that's just a testament to the new things that are happening. I told you that money, $36,000 was a stretch, That $18,000, the reason that you didn't get it last year is because that was originally assigned for the director and you didn't have that when you come before them. Y'all were asking for director money when you didn't have a director, so I understood why they didn't do that.
But we hired one in
Yeah,
March.
But you were also told you could come back last year, and nobody came back, and now, you're in the hole, and I understand that. I've tried to help, because I've even asked you if you needed to borrow money. But we can wash all that away. This board and the commission has to decide whether they want to fund a Chamber of Commerce. I think, personally, we should at least give this board a chance. I also think, speaking from the other side, if you come back with $0 next year, I'm going to say you're probably not going to be in, that's my feelings. I definitely, I'm not making a recommendation. He's already made one.
Well,
but
we definitely need someone
You
in
definitely
the
need
chamber
money.
that can work on going to other county chamber meetings, finding out how they're funded, see how we can have fundraisers. The problem that we are having right now, you've got a bunch of old business owners in here. We don't have time to do it. So we've got
No,
to
I
get
get it.
somebody in here to help us.
But I mean, how many of those do they actually do? Because there's chamber events here, I'm assuming that's the parade, right?
The parade, that's
Yeah.
the biggest. That's
And
all
then
we
there's
have.
conferences for 3,274. How many of those do you, what's your plan on going this year to make this happen? Because I'm with the mayor here. I think we need to lift it back up, point in the right direction.
Well, I know
Uh,
last year.
2 years ago, we were doing pretty well, it seems like, and I believe, honestly, COVID did a lot for us when it came to hotel. People coming here, because everybody was escaping the cities. We've
Yeah.
increased in population, and I'm not saying the chambers didn't help in that process, but businesses is what I worry about. We really don't have the influx to keep businesses alive here.
Yeah.
That's why there is no Taco John's at the moment. I don't know if that's the complete reason why, but, it's like, we want to bring people in, but there's not great places, variety of eating going on, so we're losing them as they fly right past us. So me, the vision of the chamber, even though you are business owners, like, hey, where's the next business opportunity as we
Right.
influx this in through that process? And maybe the promotion of Stewart County will help that, like, hey, this is a great place to have this. Because if you are online, it's probably picked up in the stuff once a week. What does Stewart County need? What does Stewart County want? And are we paying attention to that? Because we don't have enough campgrounds here. Piney's always booked out. I've said that forever.
Yeah.
That's another business that goes through where people will
We
be
need another hotel.
staying here, restaurants to eat, things like that. And that's the focus for me is like, and we don't have anybody looking at it that way.
And I think the only way we can do is direct them to stay in short-term rentals
Well-
or Airbnb, whatever they're called, and I think that would be a way to get people to stay here, even if we don't directly get all the money from their stay, if they stay in Airbnb, like you said. There are short-term
No, I think we
rentals.
probably get more, to be honest, if you're going by the way it's calculated.
Well, like I said,
That's a good thing.
I just figured half of the hotel motel tax, I feel like we could grow that hotel motel tax, and that would help our local businesses. And then I think with our Chamber Nation website, if we had somebody that we could get, that had the time to train, and they were being paid to be
It's
trained,
an awesome website.
they could do events and things like that on this
How
website.
long have we had that website, though?
About,
Since 2014.
Yeah.
And we've not yet figured out how to.
oh, we have,
Oh,
because,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we've had secretaries and directors, and it just keeps rolling.
Gotcha.
And, you've got board members,
I'm willing to
we
stay
do a
on
year at a time.
at least another year as president and sit down with the new person that we hire and train the guy that owns this chamber, that runs this Chamber Nation website. And like I said, I just got an email, and I meant to bring it out here, I printed it out in the chamber office, about all the new things that they're doing with this website too. This Chamber Nation website is also growing. I think we pay, what, $199 a month?
Angie did an awesome job.
When we got the money, we pay, yeah. But
She was willing to train.
$199 a month is the basic, you know what I'm saying? So, in other words, I think we could do a basic membership for businesses, and they would get some online exposure through our Chamber Nation website. But then I think we could also have a little bit higher membership rate and give them more through the Chamber Nation website. But we need to have somebody that can do it for them. We don't need to tell people, oh, hey, come do a training to see how to do this on your own, because business owners don't have time to do that. They need somebody, if somebody from the chamber was able to do that for them and say, hey, just email us your events or whatever, and we can get it online, and get their store online and everything else online like that for them, I think that would be a big help. And, hey, you know the old saying, I mean, you ask high and
Yeah. I mean, I'm with, I mean, my motion would be to, I mean, the 7,900 that what you got last year, the increase to 10, I'd say I would recommend giving the 10 and then the 18,000 that we had previously discussed the year before the guy took it away for a director. I know cost increase and you have some ideas, it's gonna have some more
So
information.
can we have last year's too, admission?
No. There was no director there at that point in time. But, like I said, we may pass this, but doesn't mean that the board's gonna pass it. So, I'm trying to level set with everybody because I think you have some great ideas moving forward. For me, I would go for, the 10 and then the 18 to make it, 28.
We'll take it.
That would be my recommendation.
Would you be okay with 25?
Are you making a motion for 25?
About 20, how about 20, how about 26?
I like it. 28.
Well, I mean, we'd already were gonna give you the 18 last year until everything just bottled. That was, the agreement we've had with you before. But I do believe that if we give you this and there's nothing, you may get nothing next year. I mean, I think
Well,
this is the
we can
last
come
straw
back-
to say that.
I think we can come back next year and show you what.
Yeah, but that's as he stated, if it passes by them, you would get nothing at all.
No, I didn't.
Quarter. When you do the formula for when the hotel motel, is that quarterly?
I don't know what
So-
formula you're speaking.
I don't know if it's a formula, but when you make the payments, like 2 years ago, if I can go back then, and when the hotel motel tax money came in, it went to the chamber until they were maxed out at their amount. Is that,
Oh,
am
you're
I
talking about
correct
how
on
much money
that?
we give to the chamber. It's not a formula, we just did a flat amount, and then we usually just issued them their money until it depleted, and then the
Yes.
rest of it went to the general fund 101.
Is that quarterly, would you say? I don't remember.
We did monthly.
Monthly.
No.
Let me ask you a question, Danny.
Right.
If we give you $28,000 in 6 months, after you're halfway through it, would you come back to the commission and show us what you've done?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm really excited about this digital thing that we can do, and I think that it would show numbers like y'all wouldn't believe promoting Stewart County. And I think we can get Airbnb owners or whatever they are, short-term rental owners, whatever.
This
I think we can get
website
them to
is-
become members of the chambers just so they have that online presence. And we're going to promote them in Evansville and Memphis and Nashville and everywhere else.
Well, I'm okay with it because, I want Stewart County to be the best, but I don't want to throw $28,000 at something and next year you come in here and tell me the same thing. That's not what I want.
I have a good memory. I remember what was 25,000 for the memorial thing.
But you remember that you're the vice chair for Parks and Rec.
Do I have a motion for the 28th?
I make a motion.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Is there more discussion? All right, we got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. 28 days.
As you can see, Danny's tail is wagging. He is on this website.
Danny, next year, let's do that about 27 minutes faster.
Yeah, I know.
I told him to.
Ramble, she told me not to ramble, but yeah, 6 months, I would love to come back and report to y'all what.
About how much money you went out there and made on your own.
Now, when can we be able to interview someone and actually have some money to get caught up on some of these bills and stuff? I mean, is some of that,
This won't take effect with
Yeah, this doesn't take effect till July 1, if it's for next year's budget.
August. I'll let you borrow the money I've done told you, I'll let you borrow the money, you just gotta pay it back. No interest.
no interest.
I don't care.
hey, Phil Ball's already loaned us money, no interest, and
But,
he had
I
to
mean,
loan us money
if
to
you're
make.
gonna, if you have to have money, that's the only way we can do it.
All right,
you know?
all right.
And it's not, that's not an issue, but.
Either that or a fundraiser.
True,
We can't
true,
hire anybody
true.
until we have some money to pay them.
I know, that's the thing, I hate to hire somebody, and not have any money in there to pay them.
It's hard to come back in 6 months if we can't hire
why are you opposed to the loan then? If it's zero interest?
I don't mind it.
All right, all right.
Tell Lisa how much or what. Within reason.
I mean, your main market to me is coming in the next couple of months, you know, as far as people influxing in here.
Oh, yeah, and we'll get.
This is tourist season, so I mean, I
And
would,
we'll get some money from the boats, I mean, you know, and matter of fact, I'm doing the invoicing for that, for the guides and for the museum, and the chamber gets a little bit from the boats coming in, that's a lot of work. But hey, I mean, like I said, we'll make it work. Can you give us 6 months from the time we get the money?
Money? Yes.
you
Okay,
could work with Bill on that one. We got another one coming up.
all right, all right.
Come in here at Christmas time like Santa Claus.
Hey, we'll have a non-profit committee float for the parade, how about that?
No, I don't. All right, on to the last. We skipped right over you, Ethan, buddy. Sorry, you showed up too late. I'm just joking.
Sorry, I was told a different time instead of 5:30.
It's all right. We're still here, so you're good to go. We'd actually already voted to move you at the back. So, all right, last on the list is Stewart County Fire and Rescue. Previous approved amount was $100,000 for 2024, 2025. The new request is $125,000 for the 25-26 fiscal year. If I'm correct, I think y'all requested $150,000 last year. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Just for anybody who may not have been at that meeting. All right. So we're going to open the floor for y'all. I did see some of the reports. I think most of the other people have. So,
Yeah,
anybody got any questions first, or just let them
Go.
All right.
let them go?
All right, well, I appreciate, and I'll start off by apologizing again. I was told 6 o'clock instead of 5:30, so my apologies for that. So yes, we have requested 125 for this fiscal year. Our fiscal year runs from January 1 to December 31. It is different from the county's fiscal year, as you are well aware. The reason for the increase of 125 is obviously we want to be good stewards with our money. We want to move forward and help compensate a little bit of the just inflation period. That's the biggest reason that we are asking for 125 this year. The fuel costs, the insurance costs, all of that. However, we are going to make conscious efforts to rebid our insurance. A lot of times we can get some better rates based on different insurance companies. We've been with this insurance company for around 10 years now. They've been very good to us. However, if we go with them and try to rebid out, hopefully that will try to save us a little money there. We did make some cautious efforts to save some money as far as equipment costs. We were donated a rescue ambulance from the Terry Farrell Foundation and was able to replace a truck with that, and that truck will be on the market here very soon. It was actually an engine that we were replacing with this rescue truck. Engine sits in Cumberland City. Had to be replaced due to some major mechanical issues. Some of those issues were sparking and possibly catching fire in the engine, and it was just going to cost way too much to repair. So we did send a new truck out to Cumberland City based on this donation of this rescue truck that we did receive. We did receive a grant in the sum of $70,000 for a new cascade system. And just so you're aware, cascade system fills all of our air bottles for that. So that was one of the main reasons we were asking for 150 last year, was to try to help purchase this cascade system, and we did receive a grant through that. Yes, sir.
So where do you currently get your cascade system, your air today? Because I know I've been on fires here at the road.
Houston County. We've had to shuttle vehicles over to Houston County to fill up air bottles in the past. And also the dive shop in Clarksville. One of our captains actually owns that dive shop, and he helps us out as much as he can there as well. So we did receive $70,000, and that money did hit our account yesterday. So we have made the order for that cascade system, and it should be ready to go within a week or so, delivered and installed. So that was a big reason for our 150 ask last year, was to try to compensate that. In the past years, they were around $50,000. It is now $70,000, unfortunately. So thankfully, we did get the grant for that as well. So I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have, and feel free to ask anything you'd like to ask.
Start with your stats. How many
Yes.
calls you go to?
Yes, sir. 2024.
Yes.
Okay. So 2024, and if you don't mind me coming up there, I can give this to you so you can use this as a reference. 430 calls for 2024. Currently, as of today, we're at 110 today for 2025. And this is broken down by how we submit our reports to NIFRS, or the National Incident Reporting System. So it may look a little odd. As far as the fire calls go, the way that NIFRS breaks it down is based on the type of fire that it is. So you see brush fire, structure fire, vehicle and equipment fires, cooking fires, rubbish fires, and then it's broken down into smoke alarms, fire alarms, EMS assists, MVAs, extrications, mutual aid outside the county, and then you can see the rest of those that are there, and that's how they are classified to submit to the national system. As of 2025, as of today, we've had a couple of calls actually today. That's number 110 today. So I've got 106. That was as of a couple of days ago, but today it's 110.
I said today that in another meeting that we had, that the volunteer spirit across the country has gone to crap.
Yes, sir.
It's just, you can't get volunteers anymore.
Yes,
Just
sir.
like Danny was sitting there saying, he has to leave his business to go do that, so I first off, I appreciate what you guys do. I know I look forward to working with you guys and Clint to help try to mitigate some of that. The county does have a responsibility to the fire department, but I do want to state this, the fire department has a responsibility to answer also.
Yes.
We've had several fires lately that City of Dover's had to go to because nobody from Stewart County showed up.
Yes, sir.
I only say that because Clint and I's had tons of discussion about this. Where do you go to in the future? We don't know, but we look forward to working with y'all. I mean, my recommendation this year, I think 125 is a modest number. I don't think that's out of bounds at all. And, you know, I would like to see better attendance for our money, you know. And that's not much money. $125,000 is just not much money for a fire department. And I would love one day to have a paid fire department. That's going to be a lot of money, and I don't see that without a tax increase. So I don't see that happening right now.
And
However,
one of the things that we've tried to do to combat the personnel, thankfully, we're very blessed to, as of today, have 67 members. But of those 67 members, you know, just like in any volunteer service, we all have jobs. A lot of us work 24-hour shifts, you know, with other departments. But one of the things that we've tried to do to combat that is, so we have an app that our calls get sent to, plus our radios. And on that app, they have a feature on there now to where you can upload a schedule. So we've asked all of our members to upload their schedule, so that way when I can go on there, anybody can go on there and see who's on call for that day and what time frame they're on there for. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes, you know, during the day it's tight because, you know, everybody's working. Or, you know, a lot of us work, several of us work second jobs too.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's at least that's, you know, what we're trying to make gains towards, trying to put out a staff schedule so that way we at least know that there's somebody that can answer that call if need be.
Are you overseeing that, the
Yes, sir.
scheduling?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have to abstain from voting just because I am a part of the Stewart County Fire Service, but and I'll advocate for, as much as possible, being a part of the department since 2008.
Yes, sir.
We know there's gaps, and I think the biggest thing I would like to see, as a member of the board here, is that we used to be very public with the field. I'm not going to tell you how to run your house, but I would think that, before we used to do a lot of recruitment, I ran the children's recruitment classes for years down here and volunteered my time. And I would like to see that come back in, because I think that's the gap. If we look at historically where we went downhill, that was a problem. That's one of the biggest things is I don't see it, maybe it could be happening, is we used to have a good cadet program. And the cadet program worked very well. And as soon as they're out of high school, they were 18, they were automatically helping us, in a nutshell. Of course, kids grow up, move on, but yes, I do see the gaps. We talk about it all the time as Captain Wise, and it is something we have to figure out, and work better.
And we did go to the career fair this year at the high school. We do have now, we call it an auxiliary division. That auxiliary division is what we classify as non-active members that are not certified. So they go and help do our fundraisers, and they help go and do those PR events, and that was a goal of ours a couple of years ago, was slowly but surely get better at PR and get our faces out there, for that recruitment. And as far as numbers show today, compared to last year, we were at 53 members, and today we're at 67. So in a year's time, we've at least picked that many more up. However, a lot of times, you know as well as I do, it's hard to get, kids to do it for free.
It's training. It takes months before
Right.
somebody can actually run calls. So there's a lot that goes on behind that.
And I agree wholeheartedly with you.
Also noticed on here, you've got additional requests. I guess there's
I think we are going to hold those off.
we're not even gonna talk about
As far as the building repairs or the
anything. Yeah,
future repairs.
we're just gonna talk about the 125, or
I believe that's the
plan?
plan today.
Okay.
But we'll speak to everybody else here. There was some additional repairs as far as stuff that's needed outside of what they call their operational procedures. It takes $125,000. They're using that to run the fire department year over year. Unfortunately, they have some roof replacements, some mold mitigations, some insulation drywall, and bay door replacements that need to be added in some sort of budget. How do we work it out? And then they did put together a capital project, which, something that probably needed to be done before, and that's on one of my papers here. There's some SCBA's, equipment replacement, truck replacements, that as a council, community altogether, we're gonna have to figure out how to help them replace that just out of operational procedure wise. But I think this is something we need to go back and have a discussion about, is the amount is gonna have to be something structured.
Correct.
You had any questions about that?
Yeah, I mean,
Why is he
no,
here?
my comment was just gonna be the same thing, pretty much that I say in every other committee I'm a part of, is just get a 5-year plan, or a 10-year plan, whatever, master plan is what I call it. Next year, I may not be sitting in the seat. 2 years from now, I may not be sitting in the seat. He may not be here, you may not be there,
Right.
But the people ahead of us, I want them to know what our goal was and what we were working on, that way we can establish something and at least have a goal to work towards. That being said, like Archie said, I'm not going to tell you how to run your ship. I have absolutely no idea what you do. I don't want to know what you do. But just like I wouldn't tell the sheriff how to run the sheriff's office, I'm not going to tell you how to run our fire department either. But what I will say is, I get a lot of feedback from people, and that's where I'm probably most vocal at. And my biggest complaint that people come to me and tell me is the vehicles that you guys have. Man, Ethan, I'll tell you, I agree 100%. I think you should have a vehicle. But do I think that captains and chief deputies and whatever, it's a volunteer department, You do you, and you do the best you can do. But me personally, if I was getting a lot of flack for having, how many vehicles do y'all have?
I'll give you the whole list. So we have 5 admin vehicles. 2 of those were donated. 8 tankers, 8 engines, 1 brush truck, and 3 rescues.
So the engines, the brush truck, the stuff like, it's your admin vehicles that I'm talking about, man. For a volunteer department, it costs money to run those things. They could be donated. I know, same thing as like a canine dog. Dogs are donated, dogs go to the vet. Your admin vehicles, they may have been donated, but they take maintenance, they take tires, take fuel, insurance costs. Like I said, I agree 100% wholeheartedly that you need a vehicle. You know, if multiple calls break out, you need to be able to go from place to place to place and figure out where your manpower is going and what you're doing. As far as your other admin vehicles, you do what you think is best. But we want to help you, but just listen to what we're saying.
Understood.
Yeah. The reason why that we're not going to discuss it today is because, like I said, we need to go back and make the 5-year plan, and then we're going to addend this year. I think that's what she was asking. This is next year's budget coming through, so we will have the discussion. But it's just like last year when we had the discussion about the $50,000 reductions. All we asked was for you to come back to the board. So same way this way is once we get everything in line, it's like communicate with us, and we'll communicate with you very easily. You know.
Yeah, because I think that's what we said last time, was we're going to do the 50,000 reduction, and then if you need something, come back and say, hey, help us out.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm okay. I'm comfortable with doing the 125, and then get the master plan together.
Yep.
Let's figure it out. I mean, we want to help you.
Yeah. We appreciate it too.
I think more the focus to me is like with the other stuff that's on there. I know we need some SBAs and stuff like that as far as, but there's some building repairs to me. If we don't fix them, then it's just going to make worse. And, then it's going to keep costing more.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know they were in there, but it's not what was asked for on the paper. It'll go into next year's budget, but we can go back and look at it later. We'll talk with Heather and make sure we're doing the right things by that part. All right. Any more discussion?
I think I've had this discussion with the past 3 mayors, that the day is going to come that the county has to support the fire service, probably with staffing. And I think we're inching closer to that every day. And I don't know that we're not there now.
Yeah.
But I think everybody needs to be having that in their mind. That day is coming.
I've got no problem.
Probably pretty rapidly.
Yeah, I've got no problem with hiring a fire chief. I mean, doesn't Houston County have a paid fire chief?
I think so.
So, I mean, I believe, and I would have to talk to my constituents, but I believe that they would probably feel better at night knowing that somebody was going to be there. Because right now, I'm not saying that y'all won't, don't take it that way, but if y'all are busy, and I've seen you drive ambulances, I've seen you pull up at midnight. I mean, I've sent text messages, man, I appreciate you, whatever. But if y'all aren't there to answer the call, who is? And
Well, and if I may be frank here, I think just a simple, there's programs out here that other counties have done of like 5-day-a-week staff, during the day just to support the daytime, even at something as minimal as that, I think.
Even pay per call.
Yeah, or pay per call, something like that. Even just some type of staff during the day, because our biggest need is during the day, from that 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. is our biggest gap.
did you say pay per call?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know Montgomery County is doing the pay per call thing, and that's a totally different discussion. But
I think at minimum, I think the day's coming where, and maybe we're here now, like I said, where the county is going to have to, because of the structure of you being a 501c3, you're not a county government agency, but the county definitely has skin in this game. And I think that we're going to have to, at some point, hire somebody to serve almost as a liaison to help the fire service, help with admin tasks, to respond to calls, to make sure that your paperwork and your hose testing and all this stuff for ISO is being caught up. I've been the fire chief.
Kind of like with the
I've been the
chamber
fire chief.
conversation.
I know it. That fire chief is a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have maintained what I'd done unless, I was the EMA director and the fire chief, and I was getting to do that on county time. And so it was, I don't see how you do what you do. And so that's no way to dig at anybody. I'm just saying there's not enough hours in the day to do it and raise a family and work a job and do what you have to do. So I think we're there.
Trying to recruit?
No, but I'm just saying.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I'm good.
I'm right there with Clint, and you may not know this, but you may. Do y'all charge insurance companies when y'all show up to fires? Is that something you can do?
So, yes, we do know that. So we have also looked in, thank you for reminding me, because, we did look into a company that, that does this, basically as a liaison between us and insurance companies. So, we looked at, then the board's gonna, I think, vote on that. Am I wrong on that?
Yes, it's still to come.
Yeah, the board's gonna vote on that within the next month or so, to hire this company. And the only way that we pay them is if they get the money.
They get a
for us.
portion of that.
That is the only thing. So that'll probably help us out. That they have like a 95% success rate. And we've talked to several departments that have used them, and they love it, and been really good to them. So they just get a share of what we get.
So you guys would charge an insurance company, and then that would reimburse you guys for.
Correct.
So would that pay for the per call? Could you put your personnel in there, even though it's a volunteer? Like if we were to go,
Typically, it's a flat amount, and so it depends on the carrier usually, and how they write the policies. A lot of them have a cap of 500, and some of them have a cap of 1,000, and that may have changed,
Yeah,
but that's.
and usually based on the call too.
Yeah,
So.
I used to do the reports and the billings, but would get very little support or money back.
It really depends on the
$500
carrier.
seems like a whole lot of money.
No, the 1,000 was the most I ever remember recouping from.
Yeah, it's usually around 1,000 for structure fires and like 500 for
vehicle.
yeah, vehicle stuff.
And then if they would send whatever the policy cap was.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, my name's Roxanne Kaczynski. I'm the vice chair of the board, and I'm also the representative, the director for Station 10 out of Indian now, just so you guys know. And I apologize for the lateness as well.
No, you're fine.
Y'all are right.
I just want to make sure at the end of the day that we're safe, you know.
Absolutely.
And I know that y'all want the same thing too, and if $125,000 is what's going to make that happen, I'm okay with it. But I think that, like Clint said, at some point we really need to start looking into going to a full-time, or maybe, paid position. I don't know about full-time, but at least a paid position to.
And Clint and I have a great relationship with each other, and likewise with all of y'all as well. And by all means, we'll sit down and discuss with you. We're very open to sitting down and working with you. All you gotta do is, set up a time and date, and we'll be glad to.
Well, I know y'all work the kinks out with Dover. I know y'all are working together now. I know things seem to be going really well, and it's worked out in everybody's favor.
Very much so.
So,
Motion
motion.
approved.
Yep.
You beat me to it, go ahead.
We have a motion to approve.
I'll
and a
second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we'll work out the kinks with the other parts, and we'll let you know.
Absolutely.
How we're gonna handle it.
Yep. Sounds good.
I just don't think some of that's gonna wait till next year to be done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I ain't just passing fair money. That rain thing you had? Okay. Oh, yeah.
We dropped it down from 20 to 10 because they had so much money left over that they didn't spend because they have another 10,000 that they didn't spend.
Motion.
It's under Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, okay.
They want $10,000.
Yeah, because of the rain and everything, the events that didn't happen last year, they have a $10,000 surplus, so we're not gonna go back and ask the county for
20,000.
20,000 when they already have 10.
Yeah, all right. Stewart County Chamber of Commerce, 20,000, and 24 to 25. If you heard Mayor, he said that they're only requesting 10,000 this year due to the rain and everything from the fair last year, that they had some surplus money. Any discussion? Motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. All right.
Chairman Cry, did y'all vote on the animal control at 10K?
We did not.
We missed that.
The contract.
Humane Society.
Humane Society, all right. Man, I'm tearing it
We
up today.
skipped right over that.
You skip it.
I guess.
Now you know how easy it is to do.
I went right past the hard part to the other part. There's a reason why we let this last, right? Nah.
This is the same as it was last year?
Yeah, Humane Society of Dover, Stewart County, 2024 was 10,000, 2025 was 10,000 with no increase. Any discussion?
Approve. Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Here, boys. All right, we're in line now.
We good? Got it all?
Yep. Motion to
Motion to adjourn.
adjourn.
Do we want to discuss the meeting on the 31st? We don't need that now,
We don't
right?
need it done. I don't think so.
Yeah, before we adjourn. Okay, yeah, we don't need the meeting for next Thursday.
No, we're still.
We'll cancel.
Now motion to adjourn.
Now motion to adjourn. Second, third.